Happy cup of coffee day. I have my Yeti mug again here, as I always do. As you regular viewers know, I don't always bring up coffee, but some of the new incoming viewers, why is the show called Cup of Coffee? Again, my favorite beverage of all time. I make it best myself, although again, go to a variety of coffee shops. I prepare it a variety of different ways. But again, my regular kind of go-to, which I did again today, the cold foam with butter pecan flavoring. And let me thank, too, which I have not, my son's girlfriend, Fiona. Fiona, thank you very much. The butter pecan flavoring that she got me for Christmas, still using it. It's terrific. Now, when you make the cold foam, here's a key. When you make the cold foam, I often add cinnamon, great addition. But the thing, cinnamon doesn't mix. You can't, no matter how much you stir it in there, it eventually just floats to the top. So the key is when you're making the foam, you stir the cinnamon in the foam. There, it will mix. And so you get a variety. The cinnamon will stay throughout the entire cup of coffee. Great cup of coffee. Enjoy your cup of coffee day. It's a good one. A lot of material. Here we go. More on Tiger and Jack. I'm sure I got a lot of you guys thinking. We are in, though, the non-sports intro here. People that use the term at the end of the day. So they're having a conversation with you and they say at the end of the day, and then they finish up. What are they really saying? They're really saying, I've had enough of this conversation and this is it. This is where I'm ending it, and don't bring it up again. Let's move on. Other ways of these people that just want to end it. And look, I'm caught myself. I use at the end of the day. My wife does remind me of that often. I probably say it too much. But so at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the bottom line is, let's face it, in the final analysis, when push comes to shove, they're all right there. They're all saying, okay, enough conversation about this. This is the way it is. Let's move on to something else, which we will be moving on to something else. Okay, so now in my discussions, conversations with other people, here's a funny ad. I know you're out there. You do this, some of you out there, or some of you can feel my pain. I run in a guy that I know. It's happened to me a few times. I know him kind of casually. Maybe I played a golf with him a couple years ago. Don't really know him that well. I run into him in the parking lot. I'm walking up to them and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? It doesn't come to me. I finally get to him. He's walking to me, so I have no option. I reach out my hand. I said, hey, good to see you again. I'm Doug. And they look at me straight in the face and they say, oh yeah, I know. What? I mean, no fake, Sherlock. I know my name is Doug as well. I don't know your name. That's why I'm introducing myself again. Be self-aware. There are too many of these yahoos out there. Oh, I know who you are. What? Yeah. Introduce yourself next time. Let's move on with that one. My last New Year's Eve comment, I said I was done with it before, but I had another one. I couldn't believe it when I heard. So with all these New Year's resolutions, what's the biggest New Year's resolution? I want to lose weight and get more fit. That's kind of it. Well, here you go. They've got a National New Year's Quitters Day. Maybe some of you know that. I never knew that until this year. It's the second Friday in January. That's all they give you yahoos out there that think that you're going to get fit in 10 days and maybe work out twice in the 10 days and you think something's going to happen and no, and then you quit. I mean, they're probably right. Second Friday of the year is probably about the time most of you yahoos out there quit. So I just thought that was a funny, with all these, there's national everything out there. Well, now there's a national quitters day out there. All right, golf. So let's bring it up again. Jack and Tiger. Bill made an error. I haven't mentioned Bill in a few weeks. He's been doing a great job, but he made an error last week. I told you Jack Nicklaus has won 83 PGA events over his career. Wrong. You guys might have known that. A couple of you maybe over the top immediately when you heard me say that. Wrong. He's won 73 PGA Tour wins, compared to Tiger, who has won 82. So what does this mean? It got me thinking. I got into a text war with a friend of mine, Bob. Bob, I hope you're listening out there. And he said to me, no way is Tiger the greatest. Jack's the greatest. If he had Tiger's equipment, blah, 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 he'd be the greatest. And so, not that I'm ready to agree with him, but it got me thinking. So here in the last episode, I said Tiger is the greatest by a close margin. By the way, it's very, very close. But maybe so my interpretation of greatest is probably incorrect. You can never compare. Look, it's not going to happen. Jack didn't play with the equipment. Jack didn't play with the same course conditions as Tiger. Jack didn't play on the same course, the same air, the same physical training regimens, the same diets. They're not the same. Put them all together and have them be the same age and all that stuff be the same. Look, who knows who would win? So I guess what I'm saying is that I think Tiger is greatest relative to his peers that he competed with, compared to Jack competing with his peers during his stretch. I think Tiger has the greater record. There we go. Everybody has their opinions, and of course, mine is always right. So let's move on with that. All right, TGL, my last golf comment. TGL. I was excited for a moment. Excited is another, I could bring up excited. When are you really excited? So I was looking forward to watching the TGL event. And first week, not bad, somewhat entertaining, although it was a blowout. And I thought, and I even said to my wife, I'm like, look, for this to continue, we got to have some good competition. If it's a blowout every week, it's not going to last. Well, sure enough, so now we come this past Tuesday. Now we got Tiger on one of the teams. Here we go. Audience viewership probably was up, but Tiger gets introduced with his teammates. Homa, okay, good PGA Tour player. Kevin Kisner, what? You put Tiger, you put who on your team? He is on his way out. Kisner spends more time in the booth with PGA events than actually on the course. And so basically, you've got yourself, not a PGA Tour player anymore. You've got Kevin Kisner, not a PGA Tour player, and Homa, a PGA Tour player, a good one. So basically, you've got one PGA Tour player against three. How many times are you going to win with that matchup, Tiger? How about zero? How about zero? You got crushed. If this continues, forget the simulated golf stuff. It's not going to last, no matter how big you are, Tiger. Enough said about TGL. Let me know your thoughts on it, TGL. All right, NFL, we're moving on. Last week's performance, I had 3 out of the 6 right. That's not a great record. I'm not going to win money on that. So it was an off week. Texans were a surprise. Not a huge surprise, but a convincing win. Surprised how they won. Against Kansas City, Ravens dominant, predicted. Bills, Eagles sufficient. Didn't look great, but sufficient. Commanders, a surprise, not a lot. I knew it was going to be a tough game with Tampa. I did pick Tampa. It could have gone either way. Tampa made some bad fumbles there that cost them the game. It could have gone either way. Rams, here we go. My season is over with the Vikings. They need, first of all, I was wrong. Probably the worst 14-win team ever in the NFL. They need help with their offensive line. And Darnold, all of a sudden, Darnold was going to make 30, 40 plus million a year next year with somebody. Now, unknown, looking bad the last two games. He doesn't know how to perform under pressure. And maybe the coaches really didn't help him out. So yes, Rams fully deserve that. I was wrong. But again, reminder to you, my prediction, Ravens, Vikings in the Super Bowl, and Ravens winning it all. I've been saying that all along since like week 4. So I'm out on Vikings, but Ravens look awesome. This weekend, Kansas City and Lions will be easy winners. Eagles should win. I'm thinking only because they're home. It's not going to be a blowout, I don't think. Ravens will beat the Bills at Buffalo by 10 plus points. The Ravens took the foot off the gas last week against the Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had no clue what was going on. Ravens are right in sync. Buffalo is good, not like the Ravens. Really good. Okay, my fantasy comment this week to wrap it up. Deontay Johnson. What? Who? Deontay Johnson is like the next coming of Antonio Brown, but somehow owners they keep giving him another shot. He went from Carolina this year to Ravens to Texans, and now he's just signed again with the Ravens. You're better off without him. Why did you bring him back? He is a head case. He complains as soon as he has a game where he doesn't get a catch. Deontay Johnson will be first on my Jerry Jeudy list next year. Without a doubt, first. And you Yahoo fantasy guys, there will be people out there that will draft him. Not early, but they'll draft him like in the 10th round, 11th round, and you'll think, oh, what do I got to lose? I might as well draft him. What you're losing is a roster spot because you're going to keep him all year thinking, maybe next week will be his week. No, Deontay Johnson, JJ list, you will not be seeing me draft him. Awful. Okay, hope all is well, but don't tell me. Don't tell me if all is well. I do hope all is well. Let's go. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football.